Legends, hello. Joey here from the Ruck Report podcast, here with our next Ruck Report for round 22. What a round of rugby league it was. If you are following, thank you for joining us. Please drop any comments in that you have over the time that we do this live, and I'll do my best to answer any comments. Just me tonight. All the boys' prior commitments as well, so I will do my best to answer anything I can for you tonight. Do you like our new beanies? We've got Ruck Infringement beanies. Check them out. BWZD teamwear, best teamwear going around, so you can rock them. I do have a couple left over, so we might do some trivia, and maybe the winners of some trivia can win a couple of beanies. So there are some left. Of course, rocking the 2005 Roosters alternative jersey as well. So let's get straight into it. But go back to Thursday night footy now. We had the Eels against the Storm. Storm getting it done 16-10 in this game, but probably didn't really tell the tale of this match. I thought the Eels were really, really impressive considering where they're sitting on the ladder, considering where Storm is as well. So Storm have been doing this all year, where they still don't look convincing. They're playing footy, they're playing good footy, but they just don't look convincing, in my opinion. I thought Para were really, really improved, and I thought they were good last week, and I thought they were very improved this week. So, look, Mitch Moses, he has been carving up for them. He is looking great at the moment, so really, really good to see. Storm getting it done. They stay where they are in the top four, but look, I think if teams heading into finals footy and into September, if teams can sort of look at the Storm blueprint and know that, you know, the way to beat them is just keep playing on the edges. So keep throwing it to the edges and get around the Melbourne Storm. If you can get around them, you beat them for speed. So, look, really impressive from Parramatta. I thought they did really well. We'll jump into Friday night games. Now, the first one we had the Warriors against the Dolphins. What a game this was. Tip the Finns in this one. Finns getting it done, and it was a fantastic game for them. The Warriors really started to drop off. So, 2 weeks ago, they just beat Newcastle in the last 10 seconds of the match, and then last week they lost to the Titans, and then this week to the Dolphins. So, Warriors fans, where to from here? Just holding into that top four. Of course, Penrith 1 point behind them at the moment. So, if you're a Warriors fan, let me know what you think. Where do you think Warriors need to go from here? Because it just seems that, obviously didn't have their front rowers, which does play a massive part, but they just seem to be dropping off now. And heading into this time of the year is when you sort of need to be picking up, not dropping off. So interesting. Hopefully the Wires can keep winning, because it's been great to see them in the top four. It's been great to see them playing some really great footy. But jumping into our second Friday night game, the Broncos against the South Sydney Rabbitohs. Now, the poor bunnies. Look, I say that with all the sarcasm in the world. Yes, they've got injuries, 13 players out, and then Jack White, of course, was suspended as well. But, look, the Rooster fan in me is happy to see Souths at the bottom. The NRL fan in me says that injuries are, you never want to see any team injured. And if it was my team, I'd be pretty upset as well. The Roosters have had a few injuries this year. Broncos were impressive, very impressive. I mean, this is a team that is missing a lot of players. So the Broncos, they played to what they saw, and they did really well. But yeah, it's a really interesting one. It's a really interesting one because the Rabbitohs just have they've struggled the past few weeks, and if you're a Rabbitohs fan, let me know in the comments what the Rabbitohs need to do now, because they just seem to it just looks like it's down from here. What's that? 8-9 losses on the trot now. Wayne Bennett's never had a wooden spoon. He's heading that way at the moment. They do have one bye in hand, which will help. But with the form that Para's in, and now the Titans, I thought they played pretty well as well. They might not get off the bottom of the table. So, really lacking, obviously, their big players, most of their spines injured as well. So, tough times if you're a South Sydney Rabbitohs fan. If you're a Broncos fan, you'd be stoked. I didn't like the carry-on. I didn't really like the carry-on from the Bronx. I thought that it was a bit... I don't think it was needed. Everyone knew they were going to win. Everyone had Broncos 13+. Everyone knew that, that they were going to put a score on the bunnies, but they carried on. They scored a try, and they carried on and carried on. And everyone was like, come on, If you're a Broncos fan, credit to you. They've done really well. They're in the top 6 now, and they're looking really good. But let's jump into some Saturday footy now. The 3 p.m. game, we had the Titans. Go sit down. We had the Titans and the Penrith Panthers, and what a game this was. Panthers getting it done. Clutch Nathan Cleary. Look, they were up 24-0, 26-0, sorry, no, 24. They were up 24-0, and the Titans came back in this game and ended up getting in front, 26-24. And then with 5 minutes to go, Nathan Cleary, absolute clutch, 2.40-metre field goal, and did incredibly well. And it was so good to see. You know, you can't write off this Penrith team. They looked out of it in this one. Credit to the Titans, so for getting what they did. Thought Jaden Campbell was electric for them again. Philip Sami with a couple of tries as well. You know, contentious penalty try called. It wasn't called. Move away and go and sit down. Sorry about that, everyone. So the Titans I thought were really good in this game. Jaden Campbell, and it went into Golden Point, and Penrith getting it done in the end, 30-26. So they continued their winning streak. That's 8 in a row now. Look, they died off the second half. I just think the Titans were very hungry and really wanted this one. So look, credit to the Titans for matching Penrith for the second half anyway. Shout out to the Back Yourself podcast, up the chooks. That's it, lads. Back in the winner's circle. How good. Jumping into our next Saturday game, of course, the Dragons against the Raiders. Now, massive game here. The Raiders were favourites heading into this, 9 in a row. A lot of people said, though, you got to be careful. When you win 9, 10 in a row, it's hard to sustain. You're closer to a loss than you are to a win. And the Dragons at Wynn Stadium got it done. In the gong, cold night, cold, wet night. Credit to the Dragons. They were absolutely fantastic in this game. I thought they really matched the Raiders, and it was really good to see. Raiders, they're starting to drop off as well. These top teams that just can't sustain it through this period. It's looking good for Penrith if you are a Penrith fan, because they are sustaining it and they seem that they might go all the way. But look, the Raiders, they just couldn't get back into it. When the Dragons got in front, that was it. They just held the lead. So credit, if you're a Dragons fan, well done. It was a very good win for them. Very good win. And, you know, mathematically, they're still in the fight. So they are looking to make the top 8. So they'll just want to keep winning. But for the Raiders, it didn't damage them too much. I mean, you know, one loss, they're still equal first. So it wasn't too damaging for them. They don't want to make a habit of it, though. There were a lot of errors and penalties in this game from them, which was very uncharacteristic. I know the weather's been wet, so you expect that with the weather. Jumping into our third Saturday game, my Chookies against the Manly Seagulls. We had the Cheggers, of course, our social media guy, and the Prophet myself. It was the Cheggers Prophet Cup, so the Prophet getting the win there. What a game this was. Manly scored first 4-0 for a long time. The weather was absolutely atrocious here at Brookie, and absolutely bucketing down. Brooks's 250th game, so he was looking to get a win in this one, and Manly wanted to win it for him. But they just shat the bed. I mean, I have no explanation for Manly. I mean, yes, the Roosters' defence was fantastic. Best I've seen all year. Best I've seen in a long time, actually. The Bondi Wall was back. Really good to see. Completed their first 10 from 10, which is very uncharacteristic of the Roosters as well. So really good to see. Not many errors. Second half was riddled with errors, but I think the weather just got to the players. A bit of fatigue as well. But look, credit to the Roosters. I thought they were really good. I thought Semi Walker. If Semi Walker was here all year, imagine where the Roosters could have been. I mean, his short kicking game is so good. The ad-lib footy that he can play is just incredible. So if Semi had been at the Roosters all year, what could have been? What if? I mean, we always say that, don't we? But look, he was fantastic again. A great little try for Billy Smith off the kick. And then what a great team try from the Roosters. Out the Tupou gets a crazy catch on the ground from a Semi Walker kick, and then somehow gets it back into Angus Crichton, who scores a try. So, incredible stuff. Big, bold Dave, 67 Panthers, even though the boys are in 5th, still need a lot of improvement, so they're still building. Yeah, true, mate. I think against the Titans, they definitely showed that. But look, they're getting there. But yeah, credit to the Roosters. They kept their finals hopes alive. Of course, they've got the Dolphins next week, which will be a massive game. Have beaten them already this year, so if they can get another win, it'll be fantastic. Victor Radley was back in this game. I thought he was really good as well. And I thought that Daniel Tupou well, of course. I mean, we know how good Toops is as a player, so really, really good to see him out there. Didn't get a try, but I thought his effort areas were really great, out of yardage, out of his own 20 as well. I thought he did really well. Jumping into some Sunday footy now, we had 2 games today. The first Sunday game, 2 o'clock, the Galvin Cup, Bulldogs against the Tigers. Now, what a fantastic game this has been. Like, I mean, the whole talking point leading into Sunday footy was what was Lachie Galvin going to be like? What was Jerome Luai going to be like? Were they going to get into a tough? There was a little spat. It ended up being a penalty to the Tigers. Luai won that battle, but Tigers getting it done in this game. Tigers a fantastic win against the Dogs, who are absolutely flying at the moment. Big Bold Dave 67. Roosters have been awesome this year, considering the players they've lost last year. Absolutely, mate. I think a lot of people had them bottom 4 this year. A lot of people had them missing the 8. I think they'll just make it. I think Robbo's really turned the side around. It's credit to what he sees. Mick makes art. Shout out to my boy. He's got a seagull and then a poo emoji after it. Yeah, it wasn't great. Great viewing, mate. But yeah, talking about the Galvin Cup now, the Dogs, it just shows this year they just can't play in the wet. Every time they've had a wet weather game, they just fail to hold the ball. They cannot connect. Their tries are limited. So I don't know what it is, but they're just not good at playing wet weather footy. The Tigers, on the other hand, notoriously known for playing really, really good wet weather footy. So, look, credit to the Tigers. If you're a Tigers fan, well done. It was a fantastic win for them. Great win for the Tigers, and let's hope that they can keep going, because it'd be great to see them finish like in a 9th or 10th position. The Dogs, they get another win. They're now equal first. Great to see them up there as well. Our last Sunday game, of course, was the Sharks against the Cowboys. Another one for the Ruck crew. We have Boxy against Dongle, Boxy and Dongle Cup, of course, Cowboy and Sharks fan. Look, Sharks did it easy. I actually tipped the Cowboys for the upset in this one. I thought maybe there was a chance. There's always been a really good history between both these clubs in previous years. But the Sharks, they absolutely flew out of the box in this game. They were almost scoring a point a minute, but they looked fantastic. I thought that Ronaldo Mulatalo on that wing was great. Adam Fanua-Blake up front. I thought Nico Hines' kicking game was really good. And they just tore the Cowboys to shreds. And unfortunately for the Cowboys, there wasn't anything there at the moment. I don't really know what more to say for the Cows. I really think Todd Payton's under pressure. I think if Des is not the first coach to go, it's Payton. I think Adam O'Brien may be safe at Newcastle, but Payton just they need to make some changes. I got a shout out to a good mate Bergs of mine, who's a mad Cowboys fan. Talking about this team, you got players like Jordan McLean, who I know won a comp at Melbourne, but they're older players. They haven't done a lot for a long time. They need to start looking at this fresh blood, getting the players in. Tom Duffy's a great start, but for some reason they're not that high on him at the club at the moment. So, I don't know. I think Cowboys need to go back to the drawing board and just see where they can go at this stage, because it's not looking good for them. I think finals is probably just out of reach at the moment. Big Bold Dave 67, Dewey was unreal, definitely playing for a new contract, mate. Adam Dewey was so good in that game. Lots of talk that the Dragons are making a play for him, 2-year deal they've offered. It'll either be Dragons or he'll re-sign at Tigers. So, interesting. I think it'd be a great signing for both clubs. So, if the Dragons do get him, it'd be fantastic. If the Tigers re-sign him, it'd be great. But yeah, the Cowboys, credit to the Sharks. I thought Sharks were really, really strong in this game. They've now won 4 in a row, which is their longest winning streak in a long time. So really, really good to see. I actually called at the start of the year, I thought Sharks would win the grand final. Interesting. They're sitting pretty in 7th position at the moment. Can they make a charge? It remains to be seen. But look, that's really it for round 22, guys. It was a fantastic round of footy. Before we go, if you do have anything to put in the comments, please throw it in now. We'll answer any questions you got. Sharkcage.sc, shout out to you, mate. He's put the black, white and blue up Cronulla, mate. Fantastic win for you guys. If you do have any questions, please put it in. Big Bold Dave 67. The Cowboys are an enigma of a team. When they're on, they are nearly impossible to beat, but not consistent time for Payton to go. Yeah, mate, I got to agree. It's really hard because Tom Dearden's such a good player. We saw what he did in Origin, and we've seen what he's done at the Cowboys, and he's a fantastic player, but you can't just have one man. Scotty Drinkwater was non-existent today, and, he's a really good player too, but he's done nothing. Mick makes art said, I'm off to go burn my Eagles jersey. Beautiful, mate. Maybe just throw it in the trash. Don't wear another one. But yeah, that is all we got time for. If you do have questions, please throw them in. This will be on YouTube, and, of course, watching it live. So thank you for those. If you don't follow us yet, please head over to the Ruck Infringement on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok and X. Give us a follow, a like and subscribe, or head to Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Leave us a comment. You can also rate the show as well. We love ratings. Leave us a comment and we might even read it out on the podcast. Episode 120 will be recording tomorrow night, so don't forget to get your viewer questions in when the post does drop tomorrow. Until then, I'm the Prophet. Have a great night.